Did you have a question, Linda?
Well, I have kind of a comment because this came up last night again, that you are in the process of making revisions to the master plan. I was at all those meetings. The audience, the guest, residents were not allowed to have input. We were not allowed to see what you were reading, that you were going to be changing, and now you want to implement things such as the home-based businesses along miles of 384, 388, and 215, and 1/4 mile off of all of those, which are going to affect many, many property owners. And the county planning commission stated to you that your public input was very weak, and they strongly urged to include all of the public that you can. They said if it takes, several public hearings. What this gentleman is hearing is because it's proposed, it's going into the master plan. What you then do is change your zoning ordinance, because then it will meet the master plan, so you're not safe.
Oh, may I comment? For starters, you were at every one of the meetings.
Yes,
and
I was.
we did take public comments. We weren't working up here in a bubble. Okay, you attended every meeting. We asked the audience, we asked individuals that were here what they wanted to do. We can't help that only 3 or 4 people, the same 3 or 4 people, come to all the meetings. Well, I don't think, and neither do the other 5 members of the board, I guess I can't speak for them, but you don't speak for the entire township. Okay, you speak for Linda Miller and Linda Miller's own hidden agenda.
No.
And would you let me finish, please? And Linda Miller's own personal beliefs. We've got to represent the whole township, all 2,700 or 3,000 residents that live in the township, not just what's going to affect Linda Miller. Okay, I was at that county meeting, okay, where they discussed, it was mainly about the rezoning, okay? But you stated that we had stuff put in the master plan at a secret meeting or at a meeting that you didn't attend. Well, you were at all our meetings. We didn't put anything in the master plan that wasn't discussed in the Open Meetings Act. By law, the Open Meeting Act, every Monday.
No,
okay,
it was
third
not
Monday,
discussed.
excuse me, every third Monday of the month we had an open meeting and we updated the master plan. And we did that for the zoning ordinance as well. If you're busy and you can't make it, I'm sorry, you can't make it, but that's when we did it, that's what happened, and there's no,
And as you said, I have the tapes, and every single
absolutely.
tape, I have proof that it was not discussed.
Linda, it was. Linda. Everything.
If anybody would like to see them,
everything was out in the open. Patrick was here. Marcy was here. Did we?
I was at the meetings too.
Okay,
and we had
you were at a
plenty of
couple
time to make discussion. I've
See.
been gone part of the winter, but every meeting I attended, there was every opportunity to make, and if you had your ears open, you heard what you were discussing.
Because you objected so highly to us opening up these county roads to having home-based businesses in a 1/4 mile off it. You objected the loudest, and then when we got up to the county board, you sat there and lied and said that we didn't discuss that when you were here. And you know you did. You got it right on tape, Linda.
No,
For
you
crying
didn't.
out loud.
And also, it was the farmland open space preservation ordinance I fought for years
You sure
for
did.
you
And it's in the master plan,
and
isn't
you
it?
fought
It
with
is.
me for years about it,
No,
that
I
it wasn't
didn't.
going to happen,
No, I
it
didn't
cost
have
the
to,
township money.
No, I didn't have the support. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. It's in there.
Yeah, I think John hit the nail on the head. We did have a springer night last night. I don't think there's any question about that.
Yeah, you were the star.
And I was the star.
Sure were.
But let me see if I can net this all out. And as I said last night, as I tried to start my comments out, I mean, the underlying tone is that we're all in this together, all right? And I don't think we need to be adversarial with any problem. We're coming up with a master plan. I mean, it's really important to the township. But what I see, let me just approach it from two fronts. Okay, one is, I'll just call it communication. Okay, I think there's a real void in communication. Now, whether you or Linda are correct,
Oh, I'm correct.
okay, well, whether, either, as I said, whether one of you were correct and everything was or was not explained. The real issue is do you have community-wide support for what you're trying to do? All right, I guess that was my underlying concern. Back in 2001, I mean, the master plan was developed via survey, all right, and workshops. And the principal element of that master plan was that Columbia Township remain a rural and agricultural area, okay? But what's happened here, and by the way, I'm not trying, as I said, I'm not denigrating the work of the planning commission, okay? Yes, in fact, you have worked for 18 months on this. And as I said last night, you did 3 things in the master plan. I mean, I think the first two were very noteworthy. The third was questionable. The first 2 are the Farmland Preservation Act, okay, the Black River Watershed Project, implementing, including elements from that too. But I think you crossed a boundary, okay, when you started to revise the goals and objectives and the vision that were firmly entrenched in 2001. And you did so, I think, in 3 ways, all right? By proposing that there be a commercial corridor from 681 to 53rd Street, all right? Now, that, you know, you got to look at what happens within Grand Junction right down here a little bit differently than you do from 681 to 215. I mean,
Yeah.
boy, making that a commercial 300 feet on either side, I mean, I really wonder if that's prudent. All right, that's the first thing you did.
But that's in the proposed.
Well, I understand.
Okay.
The second
I
thing you
just want to make
did,
sure everybody understands this proposed.
the second thing you did is you targeted various properties. All right, and again, you didn't rezone them, but you targeted various tracts of land for future development. But that's reasonable. All right.
Are you talking about the proposed future zoning map again?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, good. I want to make sure I understand what you're talking about when you say we target.
Right, and getting to my point of communication, I guess the problem I saw in that was that you didn't talk to any of those property owners, okay, which I thought was a real problem. I mean, when somebody looks at a map with their 90-acre tract of land targeted for something other than it is right now,
But it's, okay.
it's got to raise some issues.
I don't like the terminology target. It's not targeted. Nothing's going to happen to their
Well,
land.
as long as it's on the map, it's identified.
Right, but we didn't target it to rezone it, Roger. You know we didn't do that.
I understand that.
Okay,
All right.
good. But you're
The
not coming across that way.
third area where I think you crossed the boundary was when you promoted on a wide-scale basis what's called home businesses, all right? Where a property owner along 215, 388, 384, or 1 quarter mile inland from those roads.
The county roads, correct.
County roads can establish a home business.
Correct.
All right? A home business where you can use an accessory structure.
Correct.
Have employees, commercial.
2 employees,
Right.
1 commercial vehicle.
Right, when you do that, all right, I think that you undermine and you diminish the unique character of the zones in which those properties exist.
Yeah, you've got a good point. You do.
Those properties,
You do.
when a home-based business is established, it's a business, it's a commercial enterprise. We have a zone for commercial enterprises.
You sure do.
Right? So now you've commercialized the entire township. You're proposing, you're promoting the commercialization of the entire township.
No.
No, what do you mean no?
Well,
What do you got?
We're not going to sit here and argue about this.
No,
Last
well,
night.
if you say, okay, I'll make my
He's
statement.
given
As I
his
said,
report, he's taken your comments.
as I said, okay, that's what I believe you're doing. You're promoting, you're undermining the entire township. Okay.
and I can see your point. They have to obtain a special use permit. Within that special use permit, there's 10, 15, 50 different guidelines that they have to meet. More than 5 acres. I can't even name all the requirements that they have
My
to
comment last night was, we know how well that's enforced, don't we? Okay.
It's not my job to
Depends on who
enforce
you
it.
are
Okay.
and what your influence
But
is.
again, Roger, your problem is with somebody like